Aloha. Aloha. Thank you for joining us today for this wonderful occasion to celebrate the life of Uncle Paul Haws. My name is George Ka'aihui. I've been asked by my cousins to conduct this service today. I'd like to thank all of you for making the time and effort to come and join us in supporting anti-vermin in this occasion. To start off our program today, we're going to ask all our conch shell blowers to come up to the front, please. Don't be shy.
Hey, we want to get them too, huh? Just turn. No, good right there.
After our conch shell number, we'll begin our meeting by singing Love at Home. This will be led by Catherine Haws, after which we'll ask Benjamin Charles Keawe Haws to offer our invocation. Where's your smoothies? Cashew? There is beauty all around when there's love at home. There is joy in every sound. Dear kind Heavenly Father, we're thankful for this day, this special opportunity we have to say goodbye to our Father. So we are calling, husband,
Let's be shown here today. We're thankful for watching over us and blessing us with continued peace and safety in our travels. Thankful for the gospel. God teaches us. And then we'll be able to see how thank you. Please, Father. What did you do? I'm so thankful for all of you blessings. Every day. So thankful for you brothers and sisters. With us today. We don't have to. The best spirit will be here with us.
To start our program off today, we're going to have a musical number by Haws and Ruth. Following that, we'll have the life sketch provided by Larry Haws. Sorry. Candy. Life sketch will be done by Candy, the oldest, and then following that, we'll have a musical number by the Haws grandkids and great-grandchildren.
Wait, hold on. I can sing, but I don't know Madonna. That's low. Okay, hold on. I saw you in my dreams. We were walking hand in hand on a white sandy beach of Hawaii. Hey. But you gotta sing that. Really? Wait. I saw you in my dream. We were walking hand in hand on a white sandy beach of Hawaii. We were playing in the sun. We were having so much fun on a white sandy soul. Sound of the ocean lost me all night long. Those hot long summer days, lying there in the sun on a white sandy beach of Hawaii. Sound of the ocean soothes my restless soul. Sound of the ocean rocks me all night long. Last night in my dream, I saw your face again. We were there in the sun on the white sandy beach of Hawaii. On the white sandy beach of Hawaii. God bless my daddy, who's over there, says a tiny little boy in his tiny little prayer. That is my daddy, so please take care, says a tiny little boy in his tiny little prayer. So this is a night Mother turns up the light. Oh, how I wish you were here so I can kiss you goodnight. I hope in dreamland we'll meet somewhere, says a tiny little boy in his tiny little prayer. Haws Sr. was born April 24, 1933 in Provo, Utah, to Charles James Haws Sr. and Lydia James Haws. He was the youngest of 4 children. His mother Lydia died when he was 14 months old, so Paul and his siblings went to live with their grandmother, Grandpa Charles James Haws Sr. and Grandma Julia Roy Carlton. Grandma Julia already had 9 children of her own, and they raised Dad and his siblings, Ralph, Beth, Jean, and Anna Jane. Great-grandpa and grandma taught them a lot of things, how to quilt, follow fruit, and other useful things. They grew up in Utah County. Dad joined the Navy and was stationed in Hawaii when he met unmarried Vermine Haws. Vermine 14, Okehaka. Mom was 16 and Dad was 21. Dad already had a red-headed son, my brother Larry. I was the first one. I was the only one of 9 children born in Hawaii. Then they came to the States and lived all over Utah County. having, sorry, they had 7 more children. They were pretty busy. Joe, Harry, Jr., Lonnie, Brooke, Vandenberg. They have 42 grandchildren, 88 great-grandchildren in 13th grade. He finally settled in Washington, Utah. They lived in a cute community called Kings Row. They were well known in that community. They were the first who moved in. They were the youngest when they moved in, and one of the oldest now. Dad was known as the all-round fix-it man. They loved him. He fixed everybody's stuff. Mom was known as Tutu, the Hawaiian lady. Dad walked every day and he waved at everyone that passed him. Dad loved and supported all of us. He tried to go to every football game, basketball game, baseball game, soccer, Christian farewell, homecomings and weddings, music recitals, piano recitals, and dance recitals. He was a quiet man with a big heart. He always had advice for us. We asked him. And when he felt we needed it, Mom and Dad were married in the Manti Temple and had all of his children sold to him. He was the hardest working man he was a very loving, fun dad. There will never be another like him. They broke the mold when they made it. He always treated our mother with disrespect, even up until the last day. He did everything to make her life easy. So there'll be a big hole in my heart. Every day I work with him. I miss those calls when he calls me every day. How was your night? And let me know what the plans were for the day. I was so lucky as his daughter to be able to spend as much time as I did with him. I found this. He had it stashed and I found it. I must have wrote it a long time ago. It's called Missing You Always. You never said I'm leaving. You never said goodbye. You were gone before we knew it, and only time goes by. In life I loved you dearly. In death I love you still. In my heart I will hold a place that only you can fill. Broke my heart to lose you. You didn't go alone. A part of me went with you. The day God took you home. Yeah, I say that in the name of Jesus Christ.
All right, and at this time I'd like to ask all the Haws grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, come up, please.
They're still got it.
Take me back to yesterday, when the line between right and wrong didn't seem so easy. Lovers really fall in love and stay, and stand beside each other, come what may. Promise really something people can, not just something they would say. Families really bow their heads to pray. Daddies really never go away. Oh, Grandma, tell me about the good old days. Everything is changing fast. We call it progress. We're just on the And Grandpa, let's wander back into the past and paint me a picture of long ago. Lovers really fall in love to stay, stand beside each other, come what may. Promise really something people can, not just something they would say, then forget. Families really bow their heads to pray. Daddies really never go away. Whoa, Grandma, tell me about the good old days. Whoa, Grandma, tell me about the good old days.
Wait. No, I am sorry. My mom just said, there's so many kids. I said, yeah, because of you. Thank you,
As the families getting back, returning to their seats, at this time the family has requested, for those of you that would like to share experiences about Uncle Paul, at this time I'm going to have an open mic. We ask that you please keep your comments and remarks down to 3 to 5 minutes if possible. And then when I stand up next time, that means time's up. All power. Anyway, so now we have an open mic. For those of you that like to come up, please come up here and use the microphone so everyone can hear you, please.
The song was a lot longer than I remember. The song was super long. Here we go, Uncle Larry. Hit that, Uncle Larry.
Thank you all for coming out. That's true. I thought of a couple of good hunting stories, but I can't think of them. But some of the people out in the crowd remember some of the hunting stories, the places we went hunting. There was the Carltons. I just ran into one just recently. Yeah. And we used to have seemed like about this many people when we go up hunting. But that was up Diamond Fork, up Spanish Fork Canyon. I don't think anybody goes up there anymore. You do? Oh, David still does. Give me some thoughts here. I remember Uncle Gene, Dad's brother, one time he tied he had this horse, it's a white one, and he had a hard time staying on it because every time he'd saddle that horse would inflate his lungs. Well, me and Joe were kind of off to one side of him the one time. He tried to jump this creek with this horse. Next thing you know, Uncle Gene slid underneath him and ended up in the ditch. And all me and Dad and Joe, I'm sure he remembers, all we could do was laugh. And Uncle Gene was mad. Anyway, we have a few of those. I'm gonna miss the guy. He had a good life, though. I mean, just from you people showing up out here proves that. And how many kids that got up here on the stage. Wow, there is a lot of you, all good looking. I don't know what else to say. I've seen so many things with Dad and done so much, and Candy was right. He was a hard worker, and he definitely taught the rest of us how to work hard, especially all my brothers. Brooke, Joe, Perry, JR, I don't know where everybody's at, but you all know who they are. But yeah, he's passed it on, so it's a Haws trait, I think. And Ben, just because you're younger, I almost forgot to say, you're so young. I love you, kid. And you give a good prayer. I remember I seen Dad just before he passed. It was pretty hard to go. He didn't, every time I get to the door to leave, he kept calling me back. He kept telling me how much he loved me. I think it's because he felt guilty, because when I was littler, he was trying to raise all the boys and stuff. Until once Mom got a hold of me, then it was okay. In fact, Mom doesn't know this, but I think she saved my butt more than once from a good licking from Dad, not her. But she pulled off the slippers and took out. It was time. Just took it and went in stride. But yeah, I don't know if any of you know, I went out and stayed with them out in Grantsville, but I went to service before they moved to Payson, and that's where a lot of the other stories come from that they remember is from Payson more than out there in Grantsville. That was more my time, I think. And that's when I learned to love Mom so much. She actually kept me from probably going to jail, just because I was more afraid of her than the jail, so I had to keep it straight. But her and Dad kept me on the straight and narrow, and I thank him for everything he's done for all of us. 90 years, though. He made it 90 years. that's something to strive for. But, yeah, I think I remember more of the deer hunts and the fun we used to have with just the whole clan, the Stocktons, Carltons, and the Hawses. We all were up there. It was just one of those things. So, well, I'll give some of you guys a chance. Oh.
Sorry about my dogs. Hey, my dad loved my dogs. Doug told me 2 weeks ago, he said he wanted to be buried out in my yard, out in my little orchard, with his dog Busy and all my dogs. He knew it was gonna happen. Uncle's got so much to say, Dad, brother. You know what? You only have one dad. My dad had some traits that I'm really proud of. He taught me and my brothers and my sisters. The first one that he taught me years ago was to be a man of your word. Hey, the word. To be a man of your word. He did what he said he would do. Always. My dad always done what he said he was going to do. My dad was strong. He was a strong man. He was an awesome listener. He listened to everybody's story. He didn't care who it was. My dad had time for everyone. And if he didn't have it, he made time. My dad was kind. I had a kind father. He taught my family how to pray. If you don't know how to pray, you ask my brothers, my sisters, my nephews, my nieces. My father knew how to pray, and he knew who he was praying to. My dad always had family prayer before he worked, before he played, before he partied. First thing he did each morning was pray. The last thing he done each day was he prayed. He prayed to the Creator. My father was accepting. He accepted everybody as they were. He believed in God, our higher spirit, our Creator. He knew that he would be back with him on earth someday. He was patient. He was helpful to everybody. You know, he told me about a couple of stories that happened within the last year. My dad done everything down in Scene to make a safe haven for my sisters to my brothers and the rest of running to the desert where it was quiet. Him and Mom were coming back from Scenic. And Dad had a flat tire. My dad had a flat tire at 89 years old. And nobody stopped to help my father fix his flat tire. It broke my dad's heart that no one would stop and help him with the flat tire. But you know what? My dad had it. He knew he had the spare. He knew he had the tools. That's the way my dad was. My dad was good at hearing the cry. The cry for help. The cry for someone to listen to their story. My dad always had a hug for everybody. I love my dad. I'm gonna miss not calling him each night. Seeing how he is. My dad left a legacy behind. Each one of my brothers, each one of their sons and their sons, all they have to do is look at their hands. My dad left his hands with all of us. God bless you, Daddy. The block, we don't need a place too.
So Tutu, she was having a hard time paying attention because the kids over here, the grandkids, she's afraid they're gonna fall, so before Tutu throws a slipper, whoever's kids are climbing around here, please go get them. Because Tutu's worried about them falling, so please tell your kids to get down if they're crawling along this edge. Tutu's always worried about the babies, so please make sure that she kept squeezing my hand and telling me, hey, someone make sure the kids get down before they fall. You can't say anything to change my mom's mind. She wants them down, we say yes to do. So she's worried about it. I just said, I will get up and say something before I say something. And she was squeezing my hand really hard too, so I was probably gonna get the slipper. But I just want to stand up just a minute and talk about my dad. I'll be honest with you, I think the thing that probably stands out the most about my dad is rise up. I think about the things that my dad has done in his life and the choices he's made, good and bad and ugly. But his rise up was absolutely beautiful. And anybody who's ever witnessed my dad, when he wasn't at his best, when he was in his darkness, because I remember that. And then to see his rise up, to see him find something inside him, to give him the courage to get back up and start living again the right way. That's what I think about when I think of my dad. The way he loved my mom, man, it was sometimes irritating me when I go over there, I'm not gonna lie, because she would just be like in the chair doing this. I was like, dang, Mom, I need this, I need that. I was like, man, Mom, you're just bossy. And my dad never complained. He was so and so beautiful towards my mom. He just treated her like a queen and loved her so much. And the dad that I remember before he passed was a dad that showed everybody who's known him that no matter what mistakes you make in life, no matter what, all of us have an opportunity to rise up and to continue moving on. Like that to me is huge. Nobody's perfect, you know, and God allowed me to be able to look in the mirror and be able to say, me too, yeah. Sorry, it keeps making that noise, so I don't know if it's me. But, but what an awesome example to have a father who can rise up and show me, his baby, how he can find his way. And I use this, back into the light. That's the word I use. Back into the light. And be able to make amends where he needed to. And to show my mom the love that she deserved. And I mean, geez, I asked one day, I was like, Mom, does Dad cook every day for you? And she said, I graduated. I said, okay, I guess you're finished. I guess so. I mean, what do you say to that? She just said, hey, honey, I graduated. I said, hello, Mom. She cooks and cleans for all of us. But my dad just honored her and loved her so much. And I know he hung on for so long for her. And he wanted to make sure she was taken care of. And I just know that those will be the things that I remember forever. Anytime I think I can't continue on or I start to get down on myself, I'm going to remember my dad's rise up and the things he did and the way he showed us that everybody can make it back up when they've fallen. And that's the thing I'm going to remember the most about my dad. Thank you.
I'm gonna make it like 2 seconds. Me and TJ, back when we were 14 years old, when we first started dating, many years ago, I just wanted to share how, piggybacking on everybody, how loving this man was. No judgments. His smile and his hugs. I never not felt loved. And me and TJ did a lot that we should have got a slipper thrown at us, so there was never any judgment. I mean, he's gonna be dearly missed. And I just wanted to say how much I love being loved by him.
Boy. Brothers and sisters, aloha!
Aloha!
You guys are alive. I thought I'd come up here, take this opportunity because I know it's never gonna come back. So it'll be very, really ungrateful on my part if I didn't come up here to express my love to Brother Haws, Dad, who's my dad. Quick story, and I don't want to bore you with my story, but just to show a little, explain a little connection. So, about 22 years old, I was about 22 then when I moved here from Hawaii. I was lost. I just got excommunicated from the church. So I left Hawaii because my life wasn't going anywhere. So I moved here and I ran into Philly and Brooke. I saw these two guys at PCC just walking around. I was wondering, what the heck are these guys? And then I moved here to Utah and I ran into them again. But long story short, here I am, and there they are. And then so 40 years later, up here expressing my love and gratitude to this man, because he pretty much put my life in order. I know he didn't know that, I didn't tell him that, but I looked up to this man and his kids, his sons and daughters, which I love very much. I just want to tell him thank you. I know we're all here because we have some kind of connection to this man here. And I'm wondering, why isn't anybody going up there and saying something besides their kids and grandkids? But I just want to tell him that thank you for everything that he's done for me. And thank Mom. I love you, Mom. And express my love to my wife. So yesterday, real quick before I sit down, since nobody's coming up, we were digging the grave, and it was such a spiritual experience for me because Dad did not want a machine to be digging his grave. He wanted to be done by hand. And I was so excited because I've never been to Iosepa. All these years I've lived here, yesterday was my very first time here. And I was driving just before I got to the dirt road. A really special feeling came over me. And I got so emotional because I felt the spirit of this land. And I was thinking to myself, where the heck did they put our people way out here in nowhere? Like, I'm thinking, what the heck? This is sacred ground. But anyways, I was grateful and thankful that I was part of that. All the grandkids, the great-grandkids, the kids that helped dug the grave. We wanted to make sure that Dad was gonna fit in there and not wake up and scold everybody. Who the heck dug this? But anyways, thank you so much. Thank the Hawses, my brother Brooke, and all of his siblings as well, the kids, the grandkids. And thank you all for paying your respect to show up here today because of your love for this man. But before I sit down, I want to express my love to my Savior. Because I know without him, I'm nobody. I know someday my journey is going to end. And where am I going to go? I mean, think about that a lot of times. JR was telling me, he was saying to his grandson, Austin, he says, hey, make sure you take care of those tools because you're going to be digging my grave someday. I was thinking, man. I mean, I didn't laugh at it, but I thought about it. Wow, that is wonderful. Wonderful. I love my Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, I'm nobody. I just want you all to know. He has a true church on this earth today. I know that for a fact. I love you all. Love you, Mom. Thank you for the opportunity. And I'm sorry, real quick, Uncle George Coyote,
I never had an opportunity to, I know this is for Dad, but I want to express my love to him because I know they're hanging out right now. I know that for a fact. But I never had a chance to express my love to him because that man and this man played a great part in my life and me coming back to being the person that I am today. I don't know who I am, but I'm somebody somewhere. But thank you. Oh, sorry, one more thing. This morning, my daughter had a baby this morning at my house, 211, and I was thinking of Uncle Paul. Him coming in the day that he's going to be buried. My youngest grandson was born. And my dog is here today to pay her respects to her grandfather, her husband, and the 2 boys. So this man has done so much for me. Not just him, but Mom as well. So I better end. But I love you all. Thank you for your love for this family. And thank you. And I say these things in Jesus' name, amen.
I've been blessed a lot, my family. Since I was young, my grandpa showed me a lot. I've been blessed to go up close to him, to learn a lot from my grandpa, Paul Haws. I'm the man today I am from this man right here. I learned to work through him. But my mom, the oldest of the Hawses, showed me when I get up in the morning to when I go to sleep, if I sleep that night, to don't stop until you're done. I had the opportunity to come out here yesterday morning for my grandpa. I came out here when I was younger. Came out here yesterday morning. And I didn't stop until I couldn't go no more. Till I was hungry. I needed to take a break and eat a sandwich. Just like Papa did back in the days. From the farm when he was raising his kids. To now when I'm raising mine. I never saw Papa as mad as he did when me and my brother Dustin was fighting in his house. We used to live with them when he was growing up. Mom moved a lot, so we lived with Grandpa a lot. And me and my brother Dustin was fighting in the room upstairs at Grandview Hill. And we heard the door whip open. Grandpa in his cowboy boots. Yeah, you all know the rest. I love you, Papa. Please need no street question.
Family, friends, brothers, sisters, aloha.
Aloha.
I give a brief history. My name is Hemi Kiaweamahiwasen. We are related via Matilda Estrella. A lot of you probably never heard of that name. I will keep my glasses on. I don't want to show my allergies. Matilda Estrella had Auntie Vermeen, Auntie Wally, Uncle Eric, Uncle George, Auntie Artist, Uncle Tony, and in the middle of that mess was Dawn Kahalo Tafa Wasi. If you didn't meet her, count your blessings. Very strong-willed. Mom and Uncle Paul would have debates, and they would go back and forth, and Uncle Paul took it in stride. This is a great man. my great grandfather, great husband, great uncle. I admire most of all how he loved Auntie Bernie. And I realized how a husband should love his wife. And since I've known Uncle Paul, always respected and loved Auntie Bernie, no matter what. Sister Haws? Okay, all right. Whatever it was, Uncle Paul had an everlasting love for Auntie Bernie and always respected that. Today is our anniversary that I have been married to my wife, 27 years. And we've been together 38 years, and of course she forgot, I remember. One for the husbands. And I'm related to Brooke, Ben, Joel, JR, and even the Polynesian Kojak here. We are first cousins. Best times of my life was when my cousins from Utah came back home. The Haws, Kai, boys. Memories that lasted forever, and I always tell our kids all the crazy things we did, and those were the best summers of my life. And Uncle Paul was part of it. He was the best uncle, and he's probably in heaven now. And Mom, Uncle George, and Grandma is probably saying, "Honky, you made it." Came to represent the Wasson family, the Palapas family, Uncle Harvey, and Auntie Dottie Dennis watching. I'd like to express my love for you, Uncle Paul, for being a great example of a husband and a father. And thank you for being in our lives. Mahalo.
First of all, our family is so beautiful. I'm so happy to see everyone. I feel like I haven't seen everyone in so long. And sad this brings us together, but it's still a happy moment to see everyone. There's so many things I want to say, and I could say about Papa, like, he was just so understanding, and just like, he knew that I loved Tutu so much, and like, even though I'd always take like every second of her time when I was a child because I just loved her, I'd always want to be with her, and like, he just like, he was okay with that until it got to a late time, and then he was like, "You gotta go home, Jamin," and I was like, "Okay, I did it." But the one moment I remember is we were like camping, and I wanted to sleep over in Tutu's trailer, and Tutu was like, "Yes, you go ask Papa, you ask Papa." She knew what Papa was gonna say, but maybe she thought I was gonna convince him. And he was like not having it, and he walked me right out of the trailer and was like, I was like, "Papa, I hate you," and he was like, or I said, "I don't like you," and he goes, "I don't like you either." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But I know he still loved me, but he wasn't gonna let me just throw that energy at him. He was like, "Who do you think you are?" But I'm so grateful for like so many things. His drive, his hard work. I mean, I see it in my mom, the way she took care of us, like, she just handled it. She always handled it, and I know she gets that from both sides, but definitely from my grandpa. I think he always made sure that we had the support and that my mom was making it happen too. And she's always had that drive, and I know she gets that from her dad, and I try to take that with me too. To always work hard, whether it's small or big effort, all of that it's something, you know. But yeah, always remember, Papa was a hard worker. He'd outdo all of y'all probably still. But yeah, I love him. I'm so honored to have his middle name, have Paul as my middle name is honoring. It's not very feminine, but I still love it, and it's Papa. But I love you, Papa, and we'll see you one day. And I love you all.
Aloha. Aloha. I thought I'd better go after Jamin because Papa did the same to me. He would be so mad when I would take all of Turkey's attention. And he would always be like, "Okay, you've been staying with us for 2 weeks. It's probably time to go home. I need my wife." And I'd be like, "Papa, no." But one time we were out here and he was making breakfast. And most of you know I'm a picky eater. And I was so excited for some pancakes, and then Papa goes, "Oh, I added corn to the pancakes. We had some from last night." And I'm just like, "Oh, why would you do that?" And I remember I was so sad, but after that, Papa was like, "I'll make you normal pancakes in the future." But I'm glad to see everyone here to support us, and I know that you all love Papa. He was a great man. And
Hey, what about me?
Dude, it's not your time today. You're my favorite, and I love you. But yes, thanks for coming, everyone. Love you guys.
How you doing, everybody? All right. Good son. Man, I've learned a lot from Papa, man. I don't know, man. Every time I've worked with him or done any type of work, man, I'm fascinated by the way he handles himself. He rubbed off on my mom. For sure, rubbed off on me. There's a paddle at Teacher's house. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but it has the names of the kids who got beat with it. And I think I'm the only one that has 2 names on there. Yeah, man, growing up, I gave Papa a lot of trouble. With me, Mona, Victoria, Damon, and we were cruising on Papa's golf cart just around the town, the old folks' place. Jamin was I don't know why he was out of the cart, but just messing around. I tried to drive fast at him and try to hit him. I thought he would move, but I don't know, he tried to stiff arm the cart and ended up breaking the windshield. So yeah, we panicked. Everyone, we didn't know what to do. So we went back and talked to this lady over here, and she told us to hide it. The crazy thing about it is, right when Papa comes home, he's like, "Where's the windshield?" I'm like, "How did you know?" And she's like, "I told him." Papa was always her number one, and just like what Mama said, man, about his upcoming, man, there's nothing that man couldn't do or not. And if that's not inspiration to y'all, man, I don't know what is, but it changed my life. It changed my parents' life, my whole family's life.
Let it out. He hears you.
I don't know if everyone knows, when I grow my beard out, it's red. I got that from that guy. Tutorials is like, "Why are you so white? Like, you going to the area?" A cowboy, so. Man, these two did some amazing things together, man, and I look out and see everybody. It's good to see everybody together again, you know? I just wanted to say I love all you guys. Papa, you're turning up. With all your family members. All of us wish to be where you at right now, so hope you enjoy it. We'll see you soon. I love you, Papa.
All right, Brooke will be our last open mic person, just because he never comes up and says anything, so this is it. This is the once in a while.
Thanks, George.
I'm just soaking in all the family, all of this family that was here today. I want to tell everybody how much love that my father had put into this place since we were kids. And even more that he's being buried on here. We'll be here even more often. My brother Joe talked about my dad being that hard worker. And us boys and girls, my sisters, hopefully followed us, those same things. And my sons. This is one of my sons right here.
Yeah.
Stephen and Quinn, come here, please.
You can't hide.
These are my three sons. And this is what our grandfather and my dad gave us. Are those hands that my brother talked about. And every time I look at my hands, I see my dad's hands. And I can't tell you how much every day I love him for that. And I want to tell everybody, thank you so much for the love that you came out here at this place, this sacred place that we call our home. I love everyone that has came here and helped us to say goodbye to our Father. And we will see him again. And I say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
I'd like to thank all those that have shared their experiences with Uncle Paul and participated in our program. Before we conclude this meeting, the family would like to express their gratitude and thanksgiving to all those, once again, that have come out here today to honor and respect Uncle Paul. I'd like to thank those that have given gifts, have prepared food, have come to help clean and prepare this sacred area for the burial today. It was a great experience within 4.5 hours yesterday. The whole Haws posterity basically, and friends, basically cleaned this whole cemetery out. It was a wonderful sight to see. I hope they remember and they come back often to not only see Papa, but also to be able to pay their respects to our ancestors that have lived here, that have lived here over 125 years ago to go back to Hawaii. We're going to close with a musical number by Ruth Powney. But before I do that, I'd just like to ask our pallbearers to come up. We have Larry Haws, Joel Haws, Perry Haws, J.R. Haws, Brooke Haws, Benjamin Haws, William Powney, Fine Una, and John Case to come up at this time, please.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears believe. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Was blind, but now I see. Love you, Dad.